I've wanted to start something like this for a while. Um, but every time I think about truly putting myself out there, I'm met with caution and this fancy judgment that I think others are gonna look after. Um, this idea it is something that has manifested for a long time, but it doesn't get very far because I push it down. Something about doing artwork gives me the excitement and power to put myself out there. But when it comes to personal hopes, dreams, my lifestyle, the things I struggle with, I try to overly curate that, and it's not fair. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the viewer. I'm looking for something that truly puts me out there. And this formal idea of one take journal literally came 2 days ago. And the reason why I call it that is because I don't want to overly curate. I don't want to think about it too much. I literally want to do one take. And I'm nervous, I'm scared, I don't know the etiquette and the protocol and the things to say and things not to say. That is exactly the point. I need a journal. Just like I needed a journal with these paintings. There was a time almost 15 years ago where I was sick, afraid, lonely, depressed, all of these things at this perfect time where intuitively I knew I needed something to say. I needed to get it out. And I didn't know how, I didn't know what outlet it was going to be. And it just so happened to be through moving colors on a canvas. And that became my place to say whatever I wanted. I There was no rules. I didn't need to judge what was coming out, and it just landed. And the excitement and the almost the therapy of doing that was boundless. I mean, I would sit back from some of the stuff that I would make, and I was completely blown away, and that's what would keep me going. And that ran its course for a while, and I realized, okay, I can put kind of emotional and heartfelt things out there, and it was cool for me, and it was cool for the viewer. But I quickly realized I wanted to kind of take a different path with the art, and I feel like my voice got muffled in the process. So this will act as exactly what it is, a journal. I'm going to try to keep subjects. I will maybe eventually invite someone on here. We'll see where it goes. But the discipline of it is going to be key. I intend on putting one video out every Sunday and limiting my expectations of what's going to happen here. Because naturally, I want to gain subscribers. I want people to see it. I want to touch somebody else through this. And that's really the secondary goal of a lot of this. If any single person can relate to any of this, I've won. Because for me, keeping it in is selfish. Um, I get inspiration and learn from others through them putting themselves out there and in the smallest ways. And I always say to other people, you never know who's watching. So I I want to be a vessel for that in some kind of way. But at its core, I want to look back on a lot of this stuff personally and see, how eventually my voice isn't shaking, how eventually I've kind of tailored some of these videos a little bit better. But for now, who cares? I mean, the fear, walking through the fear of putting myself out there is the exercise that this is. I fear judgment tremendously. I mean, still, I mean, since I was a little boy, I feared what others thought. And when reality kind of lined up with that, whether it's getting, a bad grade or not the best team on the sports team, reality started to tell me that, okay, maybe I'm not good enough. And the world started to make me believe that I wasn't. And a big part of me still lives like that today. The artwork has given me power, um, power to create something that I enjoy. And the idea is for others to enjoy it too, but I need to resonate with it first. And I truly believe that if I'm attached to this piece and I really like it, I have the faith that others will too. Um, but it's not an easy road. I have, I mean, a perfect example here. I'm not going to show it yet, but I've worked hours on this painting, and there's one piece of it that is wrong. One of the shades too far into the painting is off by just a little bit, and if one shade and one line is off even the slightest, it can ruin the rest of the painting. And with these paintings, there's no going back. I mean, you can save it to a degree, but I completed this painting and my gut is telling me that the whole painting needs to be redone. And that's the truth. And I'll sit there and stare at it and look for a way to get by with the piece that's completed. Mind you, this is a commission, a three-piece commission with a deadline. So one mistake snowballs into potentially missing that deadline. But the truth is that I want to honor and be proud of everything that I'm putting out. So I know what the answer is. The answer may be an earlier morning and a later night, but this whole painting needs to be redone. And it doesn't matter what they're paying for it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because a piece of me is going out into this person's home. So it needs to be redone. And it's funny when I finish a commission and I'm ready to send it to the client, I get this tension in my stomach that it's always the case. And I get a little bit nervous. What are they going to say? Are they going to love it? Hardly ever do they not love it. But in my mind, I push out this, oh my God, they're going to hate it. They're going to find out that I'm a fraud. They're not going to want it, in this kind of epic fear that everything I'm doing is for nothing. And I can let this small issue change my entire feeling about how I feel as an artist completely. I mean, there's thoughts that I don't want to paint anymore. I mean, this is not what I'm about. But there's so many parallels in life lessons with how I deal with the roller coaster of creating. I mean, I just have to do it. I just have to do it. And by the time I get done with it, and these paintings are the way that they should be, this is going to be a distant memory. So it's what it is. I have to do it, and sometimes I don't want to. But let this journal be that is where I'm going. I get a little bit nervous about putting things out. I have people that follow me on social media that may have a judgment, that may have thoughts about what I'm doing, and it may affect me in the real world. And to be honest, that's a large part of why I'm careful of why I put things out. I feel like everything should be this epic Miami penthouse apartment view with all the rich things and the beautifully curated paintings, and it's just not my reality. And I'm starting to come to terms with that, that my process is my process. I'm where I'm at, and I need to be a bit more proud of that, because for a long time I wasn't, because I didn't have the Range Rover and the gold watch to go with the $50,000 painting, and I didn't make it. I haven't made it as an artist. But the truth is there's so many levels to that that are so abstract that there is no, is there a made it and did it make it? I mean, it's, I guess it's based on the individual. Um, yeah, I need more things. I need more space. I need more ability to create. I need sustainability with the artwork. And I'll go on and on in further episodes of this about really kind of breaking down the layers of where I'm truly at. And I will ease into that because still I'm uncomfortable about putting it out there. But this is an ode to me and an ode to you to continue to do this and peel the onion back little by little. Because I don't want to sit here in front of this camera and judge myself too much. It's here already. I'm already honestly petrified. I woke up this morning and I didn't want to do this. This was a stupid idea. Let me just be in my process. But that's nonsense because I told myself I would do this. I told you I would do this. And that's the point, is seeing this thing through, the discipline of putting things out there for the world to receive. Let them cry over it. Let them tell me they hate it. That is the whole idea. I didn't just decide to make artwork to put them all in a storage unit. I didn't decide to live my life story on my sleeve to hide. So this is the coming out. This is my start to a digital YouTube journey. And where it leads is going to be exciting. I think I can comprehend what I'm ready to deal with when it comes to what this could potentially do. But to be honest, nobody's even going to look. Nobody's nobody cares, and that's what I need to get over. Let this, at its core, be for me, and if it can impact you in the slightest, I've won.